well, you know, we used to love to feed them. We used to love to get the crackers and feed them. That was fun. And in the nursery section, the small animals, they'd have bottles of milk, and it was only for a few hours during the afternoon or whatever they'd have. I guess they had it in the morning too, but there was only like a couple hours during the feeding sections for the small animals in the nursery section. And that was all fenced off. And I remember you going into the gates, and you had to go through double gates. And you get in there and there'd be all the small animals and you could feed them. But we'd go every summer. Every summer we'd go. There would be, you know, at that time it was a little different. Everybody get the same 2 weeks off just about in the summertime. We'd go do the Catskill Farm and Storytown. And later on became, they opened Carson City. And so we go to all these amusement places during the summer. It had grown. It was no longer prairie dogs and deer and some camel. Now they had some exotic animals. They had some lions and tigers, and they always had giraffes. That was always there. But they had these more exotic animals, and they also had built up the facilities where they had a big cafeteria. So they had a big cafeteria. They had a nice train ride from the nursery area up to the cafeteria. They had added a bunch of exotic birds and stuff, so it had grown quite a bit. And they, of course, the amusement park at the end, they added a lot of rides.
We're at the former site of the Catskill Farm. Mr. Lindeman, the founder of the Catskill Farm, purchased the property in the late 20s, early 30s, and it turned into the first, the largest, and the longest operational privately owned zoo in the United States. My husband and I both have a great love for the area, as well as history in general. The property has a lot of history and a lot of potential, and we felt like we could do something great with it.
My grandfather was Erwin Kratz, and he grew up with Mr. Lindeman in Germany. So they were childhood friends, and when they both came over from Germany to America, my grandfather reconnected with him and became the master carpenter on these premises. So he built the original Giraffe House, he built the original picnic tables, and he did also general maintenance throughout the park. We came most every weekend during the spring and summer. We used to come in through the back way. We would get to feed the babies, some babies that couldn't be fed by their mamas. We were here most weekends as children. Feeding the animals, I think, was one of my favorite things to do.
We used to come when we were kids almost every year with my mother and father. And then I brought my kids here, and we came all the time. Maybe 3 or 4 or 5 times. But I think my most memorable moment was when with my mom and dad, and my mom just all of us trying to get a little bit of a rest after walking for a few hours, and my father used to come on, we'll go on the train. Oh gosh, I'm getting choked up. Let's go on the train. So we would. I remember just walking up here with my mom and dad, and just going on the train and just getting off our feet for a little while.
I really only have 2 clear memories of the game farm from when I was growing up. One is dying to see the giraffes, waiting for them to come out. And the other was, there was this kid that was kind of mean to me in school. And during a field trip, I remember a deer chasing him around one of the buildings in the lower feeding grounds. And that's all I got.
I don't know, it's a shame, you know, it's a sign that, you know, just the way things have changed in the times, to like Six Flags, the big roller coasters and everything, you know, it's just kind of maybe outgrew its 50s, 60s thing, that world passed it by. That people just got bored feeding deer, I guess, you know. It could be entertained so many other ways.